Welcome to the Melanie Helwig Performance Show. I'm Melanie Helwig, CEO of Helwig Products and host of the Melanie Helwig Performance Show. Today's episode is Why Independent Shops Matter to the Future of the Automotive Aftermarket with George Lathouris. George Lathouris is an automotive aftermarket professional of LKQ and Warren. He is a 45-year veteran of distribution, manufacturing, and implementation of thousands of programs to all levels and facets of the automotive aftermarket. Welcome, George.
Thanks, Mel. Thanks for the introduction. I appreciate it. Nice for an old retired guy to be treated so nicely.
Yeah, well, George, you just shared with us the necessity of independent shops and how they remain integral to the survival of the automotive aftermarket. And we want to talk about that today because you got this in my head early in my career, and I'm incredibly grateful for this. But can you expand on that?
Well, first, thanks that, something good, is going to be passed down to next generations. But I always thought that was passed down to me. You see, those shops, those guys and gals that ran those shops drove the business for decades. And that's all there was to it. You couldn't get products easily. You got it from your local retailer. If you happen to buy something mail order, if it happened to show up, if it didn't fit, you went to your local shop, they fixed it, they installed it. They did everything that was necessary to support the manufacturers as they grew their business. Okay. So as things evolve, those shops have to change their focus, what their mix is and what they're selling and so on. But the actual support of retail consumers is still a necessity that we still need today.
Yeah. I would 100% agree with that. And you taught me. So one of the things, though, if I'm ever questioning like what's going on in the market, is I go talk to retail shops because that's one thing that you taught me. It's like go to the
Yep.
source, right? And it's the go to the source, find out what's going on, but they are the source because they
Yep.
have those relationships with the end consumer, but they also have those relationships with folks like us too. And so they're this really beautiful, like, pairing of everything we need to know in the aftermarket. Um, yeah.
I think you have to be a brand too that retailer enjoys selling. Why is he going to communicate with you if it's something that he or she doesn't want to participate in, right? So you got to make sure your brand fits and all that good stuff too. The products fit, and you actually have active listening and take that feedback to heart, and then utilize that. Show them why their suggestions were implemented or not implemented, for that matter. Great products are really built on all that feedback that comes down and through the chain.
Yeah.
That and that chain is like it's very precious to hold on to.
Yeah. And also, I mean, Hellwood Products started back in, we turned 80 this year.
Wow.
And in distribution, and so when we were first here. So I'm curious, in early in your career, if you had a similar experience.
Well, I mean, when I started working in the industry, it was the 80s, and retail shops were primarily who we sold to. We didn't sell many chain stores, if you will, right? Multiple groups. Dabbled with those guys. Hardly sold any mail order guys, right? Because they weren't prevalent at that point. And we tried to shy away from selling retail. So we acted as kind of like this filter between the manufacturer and the public, okay, and the retail, to make sure the products were sold in the right way,
Yeah.
okay? And that changes over time, okay?
Mhm.
And the WD has changed with that. And I think WD's done a good job, flexing and selling in the right areas and all that product, okay, making sure things are aligned and what manufacturers need, and then again, what their customers need. That's really kind of important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's got to work for everybody all the way through. But at the end of the day, the consumer has to be happy with the product,
Mhm.
okay, all the way back up. And if that product isn't fitting, they're going to call you,
Mhm.
right? Or they're going to go to that retail guy and say, "Can you fix this for me?" Right? And that's just kind of like the way it is. So I think that their feedback's important. One of the things too, I think that we I just want to touch on was the ability of that retailer to change the vein of business that they've been in for years. If they're in this category, they could move to that category, and flex pretty easily for the marketplace. And a lot of them have shown that throughout the course of the years. Instead
Hmm.
of trying to find, new customers for this, that, and the other thing, you might have the customers in your fold. You're just not asking them if they're interested.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the things too, it's there's this ability to also at the retail shop to have this, do you want fries with this? Like Hellwig isn't something typically someone comes into asking for. They'll come in either with the problem or they'll come in with like a adjacent product. Uh, and then it is the shop's opportunity to then have this customer in front of them and be able
Yeah.
to talk about the other products that go with that. And if you have a relationship with your local shop, they're like you trust them, so you trust
Yep.
them to give you the right information, right? So is
Yep.
that what you found too?
I was also thinking, in terms of buying online, let's say,
Hmm.
versus going to your local shop. You're depending on an algorithm versus a human,
Uh-huh.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you have the right? Is all that stuff set up in the computer and all that stuff, or do you have a really good guy or gal behind the counter
Yeah.
just wanted to say, hey, you got the gaskets, you got the bolts, you got the fluids, you got et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, with all
Yeah.
that, all the stuff that you buy. And I think it's a far more pleasant experience for the consumer. I can tell you this as somebody who's kind of like stepped away a bit from the business.
Mhm.
I go to my local shop and get my stuff fixed. I'm not
Yeah.
wrenching anymore,
Yeah.
and that's just the way it is. And I have a couple of good shops here in the area that know what they're doing, and I gladly bring my vehicles over to them.
Yeah, and you have a relationship with them, right?
Oh God,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah,
yeah, and that they know how to support you, which I think is really important.
yeah.
Yeah, I have the same where I'll go in to my local shop and I just, here you go, go ahead
You
and
know,
fix this.
it, it, it's important to know too that you have as a manufacturer not only yourself but a lot of folks that work as agents, if you will,
Yeah,
for lack of an all-encompassing term, and those people are out there and they should be providing that feedback up and through the chain, so this way you're getting what you need. I wasn't in every shop. I had phenomenal people working for me. They
yeah.
provided that feedback and reporting and all that stuff, and that stuff moves back and forth through the industry. It's
Yeah.
really, really critical.
Yeah, and I think that is important. I wonder though at shops though if they know how important that is. Do you think that they have a good idea about that?
I think this helps. What we're doing here helps. And the more we can do, I think it's just, word, if it's word of mouth or when the salesperson comes into the shop, lets them know, hey, I need this feedback. I got to have this feedback. Bring it back home and then push it through the chain. So I don't want to see anything stymied, because people are afraid to say anything. It would be great to make sure they express themselves fully because I always try to as well. It's really important.
Thanks for watching the Melanie Helwig Performance Show. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes.